Welcome to the Bible for Today Advent Study. For 4 weeks, we're going to be looking at some of the messianic prophecies from Hebrew Scripture, beginning today with a familiar passage from the 40th chapter of Isaiah. Comfort, comfort ye my people, saith your God. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. As much as we may suspect otherwise in the season of Advent, Handel did not actually write those words. He borrowed them, as of course you know, from Isaiah and turned them into one of the most beautiful pieces of music ever written. When Isaiah originally wrote those words to the nation of Israel, its people were being held captive in Babylon. In this passage, he indicates that after so many years in exile, they are about to be freed to return home. However, before reaching that place where they long to be, first they will have to journey in the desert for a while to get there. Prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. And such is the story of life, it seems. There are really no shortcuts on the journey to wholeness. Sooner or later, before we can become whole, all of us have to spend some time in life's desert places. Just pay attention to the Helen Keller type stories all around us every single day. Stories of people who went through some tragedy and their hearts were breaking. But in the end, they learned the meaning of that old proverb: that which does not kill us makes us stronger. In their desert places, they found the equipment they needed to construct life. The Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation was founded on a promise made between two sisters, Susan Goodman Komen and Nancy Goodman Brinker. Susie was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1978. When not enough was known about that disease. Before she died at age 36, Susie asked her sister to do everything possible to bring an end to breast cancer. Nancy kept her promise by establishing the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation in 1982 in her sister's memory. You know about her story because of something called Race for the Cure. 1.4 million people in America run those 5K races every year. So far, that event has raised almost $1 billion for medical research. And the results are mind-boggling, especially in life-saving treatments that were unheard of when Susie was ill. Nancy's grief following the loss of Susie became the source of restored health and saved lives for millions of women later on. There are countless similar stories of people who used their time in life's wilderness to grow stronger and wiser and better than they could possibly have been without it. We call that grace. God uses our desert highways to lead us to wholeness. How wise Handel was to include the words of Isaiah in the Messiah, because this is one of the great truths of life and faith. To reach our land of promise, first we have to journey through the wilderness. There are no shortcuts. There weren't even for the baby born in a manger, whose eternal legacy came on a cross. Some of our greatest blessings come from our deepest tragedies. It is undeniable that sooner or later you have to walk a desert highway if you would become whole. So, think about these two questions. How have any experiences of suffering or loss made you a stronger person? And how does one's faith provide strength to get through experiences of loss or suffering? See you next week.